What's good, YouTube? You know who it is. It's your boy Byron, aka the Mow-Town Hustler, aka the Grass Assassin, coming at you with another video. I found out today how robust my setup is. It's been a very, 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 very hectic, stressful day of attacks on me and my business. Oh my gosh. All right. You guys know from my setup video that I put my Ford F-250 in the shop for maintenance. And I took it to a shop that I've never used before. And when I talked to those guys before I took my truck out there, my truck was having fuel pump issues. Just to get that out of the way, it was having fuel pump issues, and I wanted to get it looked at, serviced, or repaired before the fuel pump went completely out. You know, and the guys, they seemed like they was willing to help. You know, this was a Thursday when I talked to them, and they told me they was gonna be closed on Friday, but they were gonna be there, but they wasn't gonna be open. I said, okay, I just wanna drop the truck off so that it can be here while I know that it can start and get from point A to point B. I wanted to get it there, and whenever y'all get to it, it's fine. I got other ways of solving my transportation needs. So they said they was accommodating that particular day. Now Monday, they called me and just was giving me attitude, man. That's because I know my trucks are old. I got the 97. I know it's old. Anything could happen. I got a toolbox on the back. I try to be as prepared as I can. I got extra oil. I got extra coolant. You know, just things that you would have, you know, just in case something happens. You know, spare tires, and that, I look at it like that. So apparently, and the other thing with the 97 is the coolant reservoir attachment bracket or whatever was broke on the reservoir. So I already bought another reservoir with the intention of replacing the broken one. Okay. So the guy calls me, tells me that I have a small leak in the radiator. I'm leaking coolant. Okay. I was unaware of that, but I have coolant. So I told him as best I could. I tried to articulate the problem that was going on with the truck, and I told him the duplicating the problem is easy. All you have to do is, as soon as you get in the car and you try to drive it, you're gonna become aware of the issue, and because you're a mechanic, you'll be better at assessing what's going on with the truck. I tried to articulate what I thought was the problem, but so I said, well, we don't want to drive it in and overheat with the radiator leak. I said, look, I got 2 extra containers of coolant in the toolbox on the back of the truck. And he was like, well, if you got the coolant, how you not aware of this radiator leak? How you gonna have a radiator leak? You not aware of no radiator fluid, and you not aware of a leak in your radiator, or your busted reservoir. I'm like, look, man, I'm just prepared because I'm prepared. See, and then he's going, this is kind of not adding up for me. I'm the type of guy that likes to be prepared. I have it because old vehicles get problems, and as many of those problems as you can be prepared for, you prepare for. And so, I was going back and forth with him about that, and he really just got on my nerves, man. He pissed me off at the beginning of the day. This is the beginning of my day, so now I'm upset. And then while I'm rolling in the 2024 Chevy 2500, I started having problems with the brake. The brake I had to compress it all the way to stop. I'm like, what's going on? Like, this is weird. And so then I get to my second yard. I see fluid all over the ground. I was like, oh, I must got it must be brake fluid, since I was having problems with my brakes. I leaned down to look at the check for the leak. The whole assembly is just hanging off the car. I'm like, oh, this day is getting bad. So my 93 is down. My 97 is in the shop, so it's down. And now my 2024 is down. Now, the 2024, it bothers me because it inconvenienced me. It's not going to cost me anything. It's still under warranty. And I had roadside assistance, so it was really nothing for me to really worry about from a financial standpoint, but it was really disrupting my day. So the money that I was so-called losing is labor related, but I'm a solo operator, so it's not that much from a labor standpoint. I can still finish up my jobs. So I had to rely on the Suburban. I've never got that far down in the what do you call it? I never had to get that far down from a vehicle standpoint to where I was using my Suburban, but I had to run out, get a hitch for my Suburban. The hitch on my 2500 doesn't fit. It's a 2.5 inch hitch, and my Suburban has a 2-inch hitch. Now my 93 does have a 2-inch hitch, but it sits low. It sits much lower than my Suburban, so the drop on the hitch wasn't enough, and the drop on my Ford F-250 was not enough, but it's had to shop anyway, so I couldn't get it. So I had to run out, get me the right hitch with a low enough drop cost me $99. It didn't break the bank, but there's other things I would have rather spent $99 on than another hitch for a vehicle that I hope to never use in this capacity again. So yeah, I was just having a rough day, not an impossible day. I got all the yards I wanted to get done. I got them done. Hopefully my 97 will be done either tomorrow, Tuesday, or Wednesday, and then I'll be back rolling business as usual. Hopefully my 24 get fixed in a day or two, and it can go back to filling its backup role. And then once I get those two vehicles situated, I can start working on the 93, and then hopefully at some point I have all of them running in their full capacity. You know, it's really a gift and a curse to have a situation like this happen. You know, typically equipment doesn't necessarily break down if it's not being well used, and if you are experiencing breakdowns in your equipment, then there's a good chance that you are doing well in your business.